Your gut says Miami is going to win and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Sharpest football contest show in the land. The Las Vegas Football Contest Show focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Kaplan and Crew with just the crew today. Myself, Alex Padilla, and John Browner with you guys here on a Tuesday as we head into a little vacation coming up later this week. Not vacation, just time off, I guess, because NFL season kicks off next week. John Browner with us here today. Scott out in Phoenix attempting to do some fantasy football draft that he's never attempted to do before. Browner, how you feeling today? What's going on?
I'm solid, baby. I'm solid, baby. Let's roll. Let's get this thing on. Let's get these wheels on the ground. Let's touch road.
Are you watching yourself? I love when you look up, you could tell like you're watching something. Are you watching yourself?
It's halfway. We getting ready to start on SportsGrid with Southern California Sports Talk, as it says in the directory. So, yeah. We're starting right now. So, listen, I love me some me, as the great T.O. once said. So, I don't see nothing wrong with hyping up myself.
I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever. And I love that you said what you just said, because I was unaware of this. I got so much going on over here, right? Like, this is how like the bread is made, I guess, or whatever the saying is.
Sausage.
That too. I got so much going on over here. So I don't ever have us on screen. We don't have like a production studio back in wherever SportsGrid studios are. I am the production studio for this particular show. But you told me something today that I was very unaware of, which is the way we were listed on SportsGrid. Are you watching on Prime? Is that what's on?
Yeah.
So if you go to the Prime guide and you go to the SportsGrid channel, which we are on, shout out, we are listed as Kaplan and Crew, Southern California Sports Talk. And you're telling me that that's new, that has not been there. It was listed as Kaplan and Crew, and that was
to my knowledge, it's always just said Kaplan and Crew. Me personally, I've never seen that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of the three of us, I probably, if we're being honest, watch it more than the two of you.
You probably record it and watch it back, and just leave it on, and you leave it on mute, and you just look at yourself like, "Damn, that's a good-looking man right there. Look at that man right there."
If I knew how to DVR on Prime Video, you would be telling the truth. But because I haven't taken the time to figure that out yet, not yet.
Okay.
But I will when I can.
Absolutely.
I'll fall asleep. I will fall asleep to me.
Yeah. Would you fall asleep to your own voice, or just knowing that you're there, you're like, I can take a nice restful evening nap right here because I'm watching myself, and it just feels good to just be able to watch myself.
I don't know if I can have the sound on.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like I'm talking to myself, and I don't want that.
It took me probably 8 or 9 years of doing this to be comfortable even hearing my voice. Like for the longest time, I was like, dude, that's what I sound like. How do people talk to me? Like that's such an annoying voice. And editing all the audio, editing videos, cutting clips of yourself for so many years, you just eventually get used to it. I'm not saying I like it. I'm not saying I like my voice anymore. Definitely not the face. But what I'm saying is I'm finally used to it. Finally used to it. Not you. You were just like immediately you're like, I love that's A, sexy voice. B, good looking man. Like that's just
ASAP.
The whole package.
ASAP. I was like, what took so long? That's what I was saying.
I should have been on TV a long ass time ago.
What took so long for y'all to hear about me and see about me?
Yeah,
that's my point of view. But I'm different.
So it took SportsGrid 5 weeks to realize we should probably tell people what they're about to watch.
Yeah, because I think people were getting upset.
I don't think anybody was getting upset. I just think it's smart of them to let people know what we are and what we talk about.
And to that one guy who said he was coming back during football season, we see you next week, baby. We see you Monday, fella.
Because
this show, winners.
Thursday, we hand out our first winners for Thursday Night Football. Ravens at Chiefs. Friday, I don't know if we haven't discussed this. I'm sure we will have a set plan by Friday. Last year, what we did is we picked every Charger game, every Rams game, every Raiders game, plus Browner picked every Bears game because he's a Bears fan. I don't know what he is this year. I picked every Vikings game because I'm a Vikings fan. And Scott picked every Browns game because he was a Browns fan because his boy was offensive coordinator. But now Scott is probably going to pick all the Patriots games, which is the easiest job in the world to just bet against the Patriots this season. So I think that's the plan going forward, but I don't know. I don't really know if we're just going to be like, these are my top 3 picks. These are my top 4 picks of the day. We haven't decided yet.
When Justin Fields starts playing quarterback, we will have to add another team to my team.
Yeah. And there's never, I think, here's the thing for the SportsGrid audience, the great friends know, there's no shortage of winners that we hand out on this show.
No. They all over the place.
You got 3 hosts on record with winning records against the spread in the 2023 NFL season.
Track it.
I love how we're building ourselves up and we're all going to have losing records this year. I could already feel it.
No, we're not. Consistency is our key. We are a very consistent show. You can't win. You can't be a winner in the green with inconsistent picks. Our picks are consistent.
Yeah, and I think, Browner, you would have done so much better if you just would have started picking with your head instead of your heart with the Chargers last year. Because you kept picking the Chargers to cover spreads or to do whatever, and that's where you lost most of your picks.
Yeah. That's true. I lost my legs a lot of time on that. Also, with the Bears until the end of I made up at the end of the year. I went on a run because the Bears started winning, and then the Chargers started doing what I told them to do. So,
which was that fire Brandon Staley?
Right, and now we got Harbaugh in there. Ooh, I'm about to be lit. Give me 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks of watching NFL return Harbaugh with a good quarterback. I'm gonna be able to tell y'all what they're gonna do.
It's very interesting too because the years past with the Chargers specifically is they had the quarterback, they had the roster, but they never had the coach. And now it's okay. They have the coach. We think they have the quarterback coming from injury, but now they don't really have a roster. Now they don't really have.
Which is weird.
The weapons that they've always had notoriously in my entire time in San Diego. So I don't right now, Browner, I do not know how I will bet the Chargers week 1 against the Raiders. Like I have no clue.
I have confidence in them against the Raiders because I think at the quarterback position, the Raiders are just a mess. I think this whole
but Minshew is the spread killer. Minshew is the guy that can come in and randomly drop 300 yards and 4 touchdowns on your head.
Right, but because he's down. Because he's losing. Because
like right now,
behind work.
Over a week away. Literally over. Like this game is September 8th. Are you confident in saying at this moment, and I'm not going to put your feet to the fire next week, are you confident in this moment to say the Chargers will win that game by 4 points?
First pick of the year. Okay? Put this down, SportsGrid. This is the first pick of the football season. Chargers. by 7. Opening
Well,
weekend over.
You don't have to like double down. You don't
Put
have
that
to
one
give
down.
an exact score, but I mean that's fine.
I didn't give. I'm just by
Yeah.
7. By 7. That's how. Again, I like Antonio Pierce, but outside of his, his ability to galvanize guys, you land Gardner Minshew. And by the way, they got an offensive coordinator who shall not be named on this show.
Who gets he?
That's your. And then you're gonna name him. That's your real problem. That is your real problem.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, that guy is a problem. You'll see.
Maybe it was the quarterback. That's what we'll see.
It could be.
Right.
If you can't beat out Russell Wilson, you might have been the problem.
Right. I mean, the equation is saying something different than what you're saying. So that's interesting. Chargers win by 7. There you go.
Yeah.
Everybody write it down. Chargers will win by at least 7. But currently the spread is 3.5. And I think it's too early to tell. Let me see who comes back healthy next week. If Joey Bosa don't play, if Derwin James don't play, could change things. That's why we don't make picks 2 weeks out. We make picks the day before.
As the NFL season begins, they got a whole nother week to ramp up and then a whole nother week. So
we have plenty of time to ramp up for the NFL season. When we come back, though, we're going to talk about what happened last night in St. Louis, which was a ghost town. I guess nobody cares about baseball in St. Louis anymore because they're terrible. We are brought to you by the 7 Mile Casino. This is the 7 Mile Casino Studios. If you're coming to San Diego, if you're coming to town, you got to go check out 7 Mile Casino, just minutes away from downtown San Diego. Smoke-free environment with all your favorite table games, plus a Sammy's restaurant and bar. 7 Mile Casino, 7milecasino.com. Let's get into those Padres when we come back next.
Transpired here at the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado. It wasn't just a big night of fights. It was a big night of memorable moments. Conor McGregor with us here in Denver, Colorado. Good left hand from Rockhold. Right hand right back from Mike Perry. Now 3-0 in BKFC.
Could I get a face-off with Conor McGregor, man?
It's an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here are warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, yeah. We'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center here in Salt Lake City, Utah, folks. What a night. It is going to be historic indeed for BKFC 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight.
Perry on the target for right hand from Mike Perry, double check. Who's the king of violence? I am!
Combat fighting in its purest form, bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
80 seconds remaining on the
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this motherfucking thing all the way to the top now.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kaplan and Crew with Just the Crew. I'm Alex Padilla, joined alongside John Browner with you guys here on a Tuesday. Right now is a great time. Sorry about that, buzzer. Right now is a great time to tell everybody, because I see Rick Borba is in the chat, Browner, about our upcoming fantasy football draft happening at the Gaslamp Tavern on Saturday. This Saturday, Gaslamp Tavern. All who are watching, all who are listening are invited. Correct? Because if you're not currently one of the 10 members in the league, there are 2 spots open. And if enough people show up, am I still correct that we will do 2 leagues if necessary?
If the turnout is high and the interest is high, we are open to doing 2 leagues. What we want is to have a great time. We want everybody to come down, check out the place, get a feel for it because we're going to be doing a lot of events there. So we want people to come in and get comfortable, see the space, see the TV, see the upstairs, see the downstairs, get a good look at the menu, get a good feel for what they got on tap. And if you want to, then after that, if you want to do a second league, if 10 to 12 more people want to join, we can make that happen.
All right.
That's the plan.
So there you go. What time is the draft on Saturday?
But
what time do you want people
there.
to show up?
All festivities begin at 2:00. Do not be late because we have a check-in.
Sorry to keep cutting you off. Question. 2 p.m. normal people time or 2 p.m. Browner time?
No, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there before that because when I organize and set things up, I'm there early. Now, if I was just showing up to this thing, I ain't gotta set nothing up. I'd have gave y'all 2:05, 2:10. But because I gotta be that, gotta set things up.
2:00 Saturday, this Saturday, downtown San Diego, the Gaslamp Tavern, the Great Friends Fantasy Football Gathering, aka Draft. Browner, you know what we need to do starting today, and I think you should do this because it's your event. You got to get on Instagram and tell people, because I don't think I've put a clip on social media yet. You got to record your face that you love and tell people everybody's invited, even if you're in the league or not. Everybody's invited. It's a Great Friends hangout at the Gaslamp Tavern on Saturday at 2 p.m.
I might go down there and shoot another video today. How about that?
If you got time, you got the time.
I might do that. That's easier for me. I like to show people where they're going. I like to show people what they're getting. So I might stroll down.
You need to go. I know what you're doing here. I know what you're doing. Don't mess around. Brother's hungry.
Don't judge.
Brother's
me
hungry.
Like
Brother wants a little brisket grilled cheese this afternoon. That's why he's going to little 2 birds, 1 stone. Video, sandwich.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, you know what you should do? Is it ready, Brick? If you're in the chat, is the espresso martini machine ready to roll?
Ooh, that's a great question, Rick. If it is, I think I'm gonna go down there and shoot this video anyway. But if that espresso martini machine ready, then I might have to get a stool. I might.
Browner, I gotta introduce you to a drink called Garajillo. I know you can't say it, but I gotta introduce you.
I've had one before.
What do you think?
It was good. I'm not against it.
More of an espresso. You more of a vodka guy? Espresso martini.
Yeah, I'm not a big tequila guy. I'm a big tequila fan.
Well, it's not really tequila.
Well,
it's its own liquor.
Oh, well, maybe we talk about different things.
It's very similar, though. I had one this weekend. I had a double espresso Garajillo. But yeah, bro, I was up for a while after that one. What
would you do?
Why not? I'm a crazy person on the weekends. I'm different on the weekends.
All right, I see you. Then.
All right, Rick, expect Browner to be there this afternoon. Gaslamp Tavern this Saturday, 2 p.m. Everybody's invited, whether you want to. You don't have to play fantasy football if you show up. If you just want to hang out, come hang out. Browner will be there. Scott will be there. Great Friends will be there. Rick will be there. I'm pretty sure you get to meet Tommy and Lil Cappy. Probably. If you want, I know celebrity sightings are a big deal to people. So there you go.
Okay. Again, just come down and have a good time. First and foremost, the idea of us getting together is to have a good time. This is just a reason to be there as the fantasy football draft. But we all love y'all. We love y'all presence. We'd love to see y'all faces if you listen to the show. If you're new to the show, or if you old to the show, it's a great opportunity to come on down and hang out, man.
All right. That's Saturday, 2 p.m. Gaslamp Tavern, 2 p.m. Saturday. Go check it out. Last night, Browner, the Padres won another game. They beat the Cardinals. And first and foremost, I don't know if you tuned in right away. Mud and Don were just utterly as surprised as I was when they showed the crowd in St. Louis last night. Did you catch that? I think the attendance was announced at 28,609. No, I don't think. I'm reading it now. They announced the attendance at about 29,000 people. Zero chance there was 29,000 people there. It was to see that in St. Louis, who yesterday the Cardinals went into the game as 500, and to see that was just shocking because St. Louis is known in baseball as one of the best places, one of the best fan bases in all of baseball historically. Right. But what's happened there, I guess, last year and now this year, that's it. That looked like Petco in 2012 on a Monday night. That is not what we are accustomed to in St. Louis.
See, I'm with the fans if the reason that they're not going is because the team sucks. I 100% believe that as a fan base, your only real retaliation, because I think outside of I don't really know a bunch of franchises that listen to their fan base via social media like the Padres do, because the Padres are well in tune, or previously, to my knowledge, they have been well in tune on what happens on social media. They're very connected to their fan base. They're very connected. If the St. Louis Cardinals fan base did that last night and they're going to do that to the end of the season because they're unhappy with the product, amen.
Yep.
Amen. Don't go.
Agreed.
Don't show. Don't show. Because that's all you have. That's your only voice. And St. Louis is a traditionally a fantastic baseball town. And losing the Rams, similar to the way we lost the Chargers, our ownership group, the people who own the Padres, they then poured into the team. It appears that St. Louis has done the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, they tried. They signed Arenado. They got Goldschmidt. They've spent some money. But, if the product doesn't equal results, which we all saw here, I think what the Padres fan base did last year is rare. I think that the fact that they kept selling out on a team that was ridiculously under expectations, that's rare. That's not a common thing. I think what's weird about it is that it's St. Louis, who are just so used to them being good that they always are crowded. But Browner, when we come back, we'll get into the details of what happened last night because Jackson Merrill again showed up. Manny Machado again showed up. Plus, huge week in baseball. We'll get to everything happening in the National League West when we come back. This is Kaplan and Crew.
I told y'all time and time again, Trey Murphy the third. Trey Murphy the third. I'm telling y'all, this guy can absolutely ball as a 3-and-D guy, and he's going to take the next step.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circa Sports Million, Circa Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
Hey, let's say it comes down for Matt Kuchar in the FedEx Cup ball. Let's say he doesn't make a cut, and it comes down to one shot. And
that's a good point.
And he keeps his card for the top 125 because he did make the jump from, I think it was 113 to 103. So he made a 10-spot jump. So he's got, 17, or let's see, that was not good math. He's got about 20.
Not a math bot. The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
SportsGrid, the only streaming sports betting network. Tips, info, and insights to up your IQ. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
New to the Live Golf Plus app. Watch Live Golf any way you want it. Follow any group. Replay any shot. Anytime, anywhere. Any questions? Watch Live Golf live and on demand.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kaplan and Crew with Alex Padilla and John Browner with you guys here today as Scott's out in Phoenix to do a little fantasy football drafting. And I don't know what else he's doing, but he's not here today. We got you guys. I see people in the chat, Browner, responding to what we're talking about, how St. Louis Bushfield was empty yesterday. And there was a lot of fans, there was not many fans there, but in the chat, people are telling me, well, it was 104 degrees yesterday in St. Louis. That might be why. I was like,
look,
sure. Isn't it always 100 degrees in the summer in St. Louis?
I am from a major city where in the summer, the humidity is disgusting. I lived in Kansas City, Missouri, okay? Mm-hmm. Right outside of it. It gets sweltering. That ain't stopped folks from going to that game. I'm sorry. Because when the Mark McGwire home run chase was out there, sold out. Okay? When the Cardinals are competing for the division or competing for a playoff spot, sold out. Same time of the year, same temperature. Ain't buying it, man. Ain't buying it.
Yeah.
So I'm not, I don't care about that. I don't want to hear about that weather, man. Because if it's 100 degrees at Petco, you know what y'all going to do? Take a fan. You're going to figure out a way to get some shade.
Drink more beer.
Right. The folks in St. Louis been hot since they've been in St. Louis, bro. They know how to deal with that heat. That's their heat.
You don't think it has more to do?
Alaska?
You don't think it has more to do with the fact that they finished with the losing record last season? You don't think it has to do more with the fact that they're under 500 now and 6 games out of the last place in the wild card? You don't think it has more to do with that than it has to do with it being how it always is in St. Louis? You don't think people in St. Louis know that it's 100 degrees outside? It's going to be hotter today, so we're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's St. Louis. That's what it is.
That's the seasonal temperature in the Midwest, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You cannot get around that. There ain't no water to dip your toe in there, brother. I'm sorry. You either find some AC or you deal with the heat. And most people just deal with the heat, man. That ain't stop folks from going to a baseball game, but I appreciate the attempt.
All right. So yesterday the Padres beat the Cardinals 7-4. Big night and unexpected, probably from most people, that Randy Vasquez was able to go 6, only allowing 2. That's a much needed start for the Padres when you have a guy who's been up and down, but his downs have been, they look bad, but his ups haven't been so uppy. But Randy Vasquez has been serviceable all season long. He got called back up from AAA. He comes in, he gives up only 2 runs, but another night for Jackson Merrill. 3 RBIs for the rookie, continuing to add on to his resume for Rookie of the Year. Manny Machado with a home run, 3 RBIs as well. It got me thinking, Browner, since Fernando Tatis has been out, everyone is saying, obviously, the Padres have been better. The record has significantly improved. They've made the NL West a chase. They're up in the wild card top. They're number 2 in the wild card right now. So I was curious, what have they done since Fernando Tatis has been gone? So when he got hurt, the Padres were 40-40. And if you remember, JB, we did our prediction when they were 41-41.
Correct.
We did our predictions where I said they're going to go 500. You said they're going to go 52-28, if I remember correctly. So I think that's the math. This is what they've done. Well, here's 2 guys that have just incredibly stepped up their game since Fernando Tatis has been out. And that's 2 guys that contributed last night. Since Fernando Tatis has been out, June 22nd, Manny Machado is hitting 280 with 13 home runs, 37 RBIs. Jackson Merrill is hitting almost 300 with 10 home runs and 40 RBIs. Since Tatis has gotten injured, they are 35-18, well on their way, Browner, of maybe getting to 52-28. The Padres 40-40 since Tatis got hurt. Now 35-18 since. And it's a big reason is because of those 2 guys. Listen, I know Jurickson Profar has had clutch moments in the end of the game. His numbers have gone down since Tatis has gone up, but he still has provided incredible, like, late game situation moments. But these 2 guys overall have stepped their game up. And Xander Bogaerts, I think, has the most hits since he's back from the injured list in all of baseball. So other guys have stepped up while Tatis has been out. Now, I don't know when he's coming back, but if they can continue to play like they're playing now that he's out with him, that's a good thing for the Padres, obviously.
Look, man, I don't know how to solve this problem. I don't know what the deal is. And if I were a betting man, I would put some money on things getting a little squeaky when he returns.
How so?
Because at some point, and again, I'm a Tatis fan. I've never not been. I've been one of the people saying, stick with them, stick with them, stick with them. And I'm saying stick with them now. I'm not saying get rid of them. But you cannot debate the numbers, the statistical numbers that this team achieves when he's not around. I don't know what that means. And when I'm not around, I mean, not in the everyday lineup, because I know people say, well, he's around the team, blah, 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 blah. I hear y'all.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is when he's there for some reason that as an outsider, I haven't been able to put my finger on, they play better. Now, is it one of these things where when your best player's out of the lineup, guys pull their weight in different directions? Or is this thing when the guy is in the lineup, you feel like, okay, well, he got it.
Right.
Well, come through. Or he'll figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
What a chance it is for Adam Paxton and Victor Tingsham to pick up their first weekly titles. Adam Paxton, well, it's been the dream debut so far for him. For Victor Tingsham, he'll feel like this is a moment a little while coming. A place in the final up for grabs for one.
You can do it. Make that double 18 away for a place in the final.
Wesley Plaisir was beaten, knocked out by Mike Warburton in a last leg decider.
That is what they are playing for. They are playing for the trophy. They are playing for the big prize pot, and they are playing for a place in the £25,000 Champions Week.
97.
There is a point you feel that reality will surely kick in for Adam Paxton. He's here on debut. He watches the Super Series almost every single week. He was happy just to be playing in a group. This could be the leg that we talk about at the end of the night as being the one that changed the final, because Adam Paxton has just gone cold at the moment.
Bang on cue.
He doesn't just get two, he gets the lot.
Should take out the 16 out. If not, Mike's just behind him.
Shot on the fifth leg.
Can Paxton deliver one of the biggest moments of his career so far? He can. Double 12. What a moment that is from Adam Paxton. Mike Warburton was looking at 60 to win the match.
14.
Paxton, here's your moment. He approaches the hockey with confidence, with time, and delivers. Adam Paxton on debut. The boy, the fanboy, comes to the Super Series and wins.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kaplan and Crew with just the crew. Alex Padilla and John Browner with you guys here on a Tuesday. Scott's going to kill me for what I just did on YouTube, but I don't have the bandwidth to go do it on Sighted. I'm sorry, Scott. Don't yell at me. Browner, I put a poll up on our YouTube chat.
Oh, boy.
I've put a poll up on our YouTube chat. That's right. It's very simple. Do you want Fernando Tatis back? That's the question. Do you want Fernando Tatis back right now? Votes are coming in 80%. Yes. 80%. Yes.
Again, I'm not the person that tells you that we don't want him back, because they do, because we need him. But at the same time, I just want people to look at the facts of the situation. They've been better without him.
Yeah.
Period. I don't know what that means. I don't know what's in the sauce. Okay. I don't. I can speculate, good and bad speculation, but I tend to link up at the speculation that I just mentioned. When the best player's out, everybody steps up. When the best player's there, people look at that person and go, all right, well, okay, Shaq, we just gonna keep throwing it to you. When Shaq is out, you gotta swing the ball.
Which is not a Tatis problem at that point.
True.
Right?
It's not.
Your point, exactly to your point. So I went up. Who's been replacing him most of the time? David Peralta, right? Out in right field. So is it not on David Peralta to continue to hit 325 in the last month? He's hitting 325 with 4 home runs and 13 RBIs in the last month. Is it not? How's that Tatis's issue if his teammates are like, well, Kobe's back, so I could just sit back and just kick it? Like, no, this is baseball. Like, it's not about taking enough shots. You got your own time at the plate for you to contribute. So this is he's in the clubhouse. He's with the team. It's not like he's not around. It's not like not making a joke. It's not like Yu Darvish where he went away. Like, Tatis is there. So to say it's like some sort of chemistry thing, I think you make a great point, JV. I genuinely do. I think the players that replace him step up when he's out, and when he's there might be a bit of, well, Tatis is here, Manny's here, Xander's here. I don't really, if I go 0 for 4, what's the big deal?
I think that's the problem. I think in past times, because he's so radiant. When he's out there, he's going to do something every game that you go, man, because at last year, it was defensively. Defensively, he was doing stuff that you were like, oh my God, like look at this catch or look at this cutoff, look at this throw out at home plate. He was doing things that got your attention.
Mm-hmm.
And with him out, they're not necessarily, there's not an electric factor to the team if you're not ready, if you're not already in the bubble of the team, but they're winning consistently. And that is more important than the flash. I want to be entertained. Entertain me. That's always been my stance on any professional sport. Entertain me first, and in the midst of entertaining, we should win. But if we don't win, I've dedicated 2 hours of my life to you. Please give me something in return.
Yeah, I don't care if you win 1-0, just win, personally. But I think the lineup looks a lot differently too. I think you can put Cronenworth back towards the end of the lineup. I think you can put Tatis up at the higher end of the lineup. I think I think Luis Ariz is your lefty at the top. Obviously, I don't think Tatis comes back in his leadoff anymore. I think it's Ariz there no matter what. That lineup is better if you have Tatis in the top 3 and you have Cronenworth at the bottom. If you have a lefty at the bottom, that's better.
When he comes back, he should bat in Cronenworth's spot. I like Jake Cronenworth. I think he's been great for the team. He's been very stable for the organization. But that ain't the spot for him. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's just not. He hasn't shown the power or the average to maintain hitting in that spot. So when Tatis comes back, he gets that spot, and you might see Cronenworth's production go up because he's out of a spot where you have to produce. The pressure of hitting third is a real thing. And so if you remove him out of that, he might be able to loosen up, and he might be able to hit more along the lines of what we're used to seeing him hit as. I'm hoping so.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning of the season, he did something that we never thought he would be able to do, which after the season he had last year. Cronenworth has kind of balanced out to what we thought he would be, anywhere from like 240, 260 kind of guy, anywhere up to like 20 home runs. Like that's kind of what you should expect from Jake Cronenworth, in my opinion. I don't think I'm expecting him to ever be a 30 home run kind of guy.
No.
So play excellent defense, 250, 20 home runs, and do your job.
I mean, Jackson Merrill's better. Jackson Merrill's better.
And I think with time, you would assume that Merrill can develop more power. He's 21. He ain't done good physically.
Get his man body.
Yeah. And what Jackson Merrill's done in center field, like, listen, when you're replacing Trent Grisham, not that hard to be better. Sorry.
Offensively, not that hard. Defensively, yes, it was.
That's where I was going. Defensively, he's been incredible. Like, how many times you'd be like, man, Jackson in center field? You haven't. We haven't had those Juan Soto moments in left field. We haven't had those bonehead plays that he would make in right or left field. Like, Jackson has been so solid defensively. Is he Gold Glove? I don't know. I don't know how you measure in the outfield if Juan Soto's a Gold Glove finalist. But he's been excellent offensively, defensively for a kid that played shortstop his whole life. It's been incredible. So, Browner, here's what's coming up tonight. Or do you have something else you want to keep going?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Here's what's coming up tonight in the National League West. It is a very, very, very big week in the National League West because the Dodgers, and listen, people may not want to hear it. I don't know if it happens, but this technically could really be a World Series preview, the next 3 games in LA. Dodgers, Orioles. Jack Flaherty on the mound for the Dodgers, making, I believe, his 4th or 5th start for them against Cole Irvin for Baltimore. The Diamondbacks, who you want them to lose, but you also want them to keep the Mets a little bit away from you. They're hosting the Mets tonight. Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound for Arizona against Sean Manaea, old friend alert. And, of course, the Padres. What?
Sean Manaea, for the life of him, could not give us 3.48 on his ERA. He could not do it, bro. This was a guy who, if he made it at the second inning, you'd be like, woo, all right, we okay. And then he give up 5 in the third. And now this guy's doing this for New York. Oh.
Yeah. I think I have to listen. I'm going to speak very much without knowing, but I'm pretty sure, like, I've seen quotes about how he was just personally, like, loving San Diego, like the city, not, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'd have to go look for it, Browner, before you go. I could be wrong, but I think I saw that he's a big San Diego guy.
Let me listen. let me explain to my Sports Grid audience. I have a theory, and I think the theory is real. Living here is awesome. Not for everybody. Not for everybody. It's too much stuff to do. The weather's too nice. The women are too beautiful, and too by quantity, too many of them. You could get easily distracted playing here. Similar to how it happens in Miami, similar to how the big city and the moving of New York can throw some guys off.
Mm-hmm.
The unlimited nature of living in Los Angeles can throw some guys off. San Diego's got that same feel to it. We just got one team, so we don't get a lot of basketball players around here or football players around here anymore. But trust me when I tell you,
Bar West and PB was a spot.
Boy, listen, I'm
on a Sunday
right
night. On a Sunday night,
peace. Rest in peace, Bar West. Rest in peace. What
I would say it was Bar West was good for once a season. Some Charger player, something happened at Bar, not shot, but if they're like fight, arrested, thrown out, something.
When I tell you from personal experience, okay, once a year, Bar West, there was a shooting. Not in the place, outside the place. Inside, very secure.
Yeah.
Hats off to whoever owned Bar West.
Y'all did a great job. Bar West. God.
Yeah. Y'all did a great job securing that place. Okay. By the way, that's where my friendship began with one San Diego State alum who is going to be in the NBA Hall of Fame. That's where it started. That's where it started.
Bar West,
man.
So,
legendary place in San Diego.
Legendary place. Legendary place.
Rest in peace.
Well, we're going to move over a little bit to football when we come back. Also, at the top of the hour, from Sports Injury Central Pro Football Doc, Dr. David Chow will be joining the show. Get the great friends ready for your fantasy football draft coming up on Saturday. This is Kaplan and Crew with Just the Crew, Alex Padilla and John Browner with.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle. Oh!
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Kaplan and Crew with Just the Crew, Alex Padilla and John Browner. We are brought to you by Blenders, blenderseyewear.com, where if you use promo code Kaplan, you will get 20% off your entire purchase at Blenders. Plus, when you spend $50 or more, you also get free shipping when you buy online. So this is not just for the Southern California audience where you can go to a store here in San Diego. This is for everybody across the country, blenderseyewear.com. Go get yourself some primes. Go get yourself some Red Bulls. Go get yourself some, blue light lenses like I'm wearing right now. Browner, did you drive up to Scott and get our brand new primes that aren't for sale yet?
I haven't seen him. I drove past the store yesterday, by the way, taking my kids to swimming in PB. So I didn't see nothing out there.
Because they're not there yet. They're not for sale yet. That's why I want them now so we could be cool. We're like influencers. We could be sunglass influencers.
Man, listen, they don't mail nothing to us, dog. We can't influence if we don't, get no mailing address.
Yeah, but oh well. Well, we're brought to you by Blenders, blenderseyewear.com.
Steal.
Use promo code Kaplan to get 20% off your entire purchase. Blenders, we coming. I don't even know if that's their actual slogan, but there you go.
It works.
Coming. It works. All right, man. So tonight, big day in baseball, big week in baseball, because after that, Dodgers in Arizona, they play this weekend. So that's going to be a big series as well. Browner, I got to get to this real quick because yesterday we broke the news. It's not breaking news, so you don't have to play the sound. We broke the news.
About to hit that thing.
We broke the news yesterday of the CeeDee Lamb contract that made him the second highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. He's now only behind Justin Jefferson on an annual value. He's the second highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, coming in at $34 million. Which, by the way, do you find it funny when you look at this list? Jefferson, Lamb, Brown, Amon-Ra, Tyreek. Those are the 5 best wide receivers, probably. I mean, you can argue about Jamar Chase. You can argue about Devontae Adams. I mean, you can mix them all around. My point being, if you look at the top 5 quarterbacks paid, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up at all. Like, why is Trevor Lawrence on there? Why is Jordan Love on there? Why is all these but with wide receivers, the market is spot on, in my opinion. Like, everybody's getting paid the way they should get paid.
It has to be. You can't just pay the next wide receiver up CeeDee Lamb money because you got to pay other people. And this has always been my biggest issue with the way that the quarterback is paid in the NFL. If you make a mistake at that position like they've made with Daniel Jones, now you have to start letting go people who actually carry the offense like Saquon Barkley, because you have other players you have to sign, and you only have a limited amount of money before things get extra tight on you. And so there are certain teams like the Rams for a long time, F those picks. They were able to massage the cap. And you were like, well, how'd they sign this guy? How'd they sign that guy? Kansas City is now approaching that to where you go, wait a minute. How can they re-sign Juju Smith-Schuster? How can they do this? How can they do that? Because Patrick Mahomes' contract is so large, but it's so loose that they can always call him and say, hey, we need to give you cash now so we can get this guy for next year. Yeah, man, go ahead, do your thing. And so unless the quarterback contracts are structured like the Mahomes and not like, as much as I love him, Deshaun Watson, that's a concrete contract. And he ain't moving no money for nobody.
Nope.
So it depends on what you give your quarterback that makes you flexible. But what you give these wide receivers, I don't know of a wide receiver that you can go back to and say, hey, man, listen, we need to give you this because we're trying to sign this guy. And then be like, yeah, okay, sure, no problem.
Yeah. Keenan Allen went to Chicago instead of doing that.
Right. Exactly. They're not doing that. They're not doing that under no circumstance. Justin Jefferson might, because he seems like a lifer for Minnesota, but I don't see CeeDee Lamb doing that. I don't see Amon St. Brown doing that. Like, I don't see Tyreek Hill doing that. I just don't see wide receivers doing that, but we've seen quarterbacks do that over time.
Yesterday, while talking to DLLS Sports, it doesn't make it easy, Jerry Jones was asked about his future. Jerry Jones, not a young person anymore. Jerry Jones has been in charge of the Dallas Cowboys since he bought him in 1989. He's currently 81 years old. Jerry Jones was asked if he ever has thought about, because, let's talk about what the Cowboys have been talked about this offseason. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb holdout, the upcoming Dak Prescott contract, and Micah Parsons just sitting there waiting to be paid himself. We have not talked about anything positive about the Cowboys because, A, they spent like $1 in the offseason because they only signed Zeke Elliott. They let Tony Pollard go. They brought in no free agents of note. They kept Mike McCarthy when the fans were trying to get rid of him. So the Cowboys kind of basically stood pat, and who's to blame for that? Is there anybody to blame? I mean, the Cowboys made the postseason last year, but they lost to the Packers. Jerry Jones asked by DLLS Sports if he's ever thought about hiring a general manager. Browner, how do you think that that question went over to old Jerry Jones?
Probably not well.
Here's what Jerry said to DLS Sports. I've done it all. So I have an ordinate amount of confidence that if anybody can figure out how to get this S done, I can figure out how to get it done. I've been there every which way from Sunday and busted my ass a bunch. There's nobody living that's out cutting and shooting that can't give you a bunch of times they busted there. I don't know what that means. So hell, there's nobody that could effing come in here and do all the contracts and BGM any better than I can. Plus, I'm where the buck stops. When it F's up, I got to cover it. There's nobody else that can do that.
Can we? Okay, let me.
Can I throw some numbers at you real quick? Because
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Jerry Jones, been the general manager owner since 1989. Obviously won 3 Super Bowls, the last one being in 1996.
Which is a while ago.
Do you want to know how many playoff victories the Cowboys have since 1996?
You can probably count them on one hand.
The answer would be 4. Do you know how many NFC championship appearances the Cowboys have since 1996?
It would have to be 0.
That would be 0. The Cowboys, since 1996, almost 30 years ago,
28 years,
have 4 playoff wins, 0 NFC championship appearances. Jerry Jones saying nobody can do the job like I can. I'm going to let you go off in the next segment, Brandon, because we're about to run out of time. I will say this. He's right. Because you imagine Jerry Jones bringing in a GM. That GM is a GM by name only. This is Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones in the background. Puppet master, dog. Like, as long as Jerry Jones is the owner, in my opinion, I'll let Browner go off, but we'll talk about it more. This is Kaplan and Crew, kaplanandcrew.com. Grande and the Brown Man with you guys on a Tuesday.
What has happened? What has transpired here at the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado? It wasn't just a big night of fights. It was a big night of memorable moments. Conor McGregor with us here in Denver, Colorado. Good left hand from Rockhold. Right hand right back from Mike Perry. Now 3-0 in BKFC.
Could I get a face-off with Conor McGregor, man? It's an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here are warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, yeah. We'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center here in Salt Lake City, Utah, folks. What a night. It is going to be historic indeed for BKFC 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight.
Perry on the top, getting forward, left hand. Right hand from Perry, double jab. Who's the king of violence? I am!
Combat fighting in its purest form, bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
80 seconds remaining.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this thing all the way to the top now.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Kaplan and Crew. We were just talking about Jerry Jones and his comments about ever being replacing himself as general manager. Sorry, Brown. I was cruising Instagram and I just saw that the U.S. flag football team dominated earlier today. I know that's a different story, but I know you don't care about that. Anyways, Jerry Jones.
Not even a little.
I care a lot about it now.
Not even a little.
What do you think?
About Jerry Jones?
Yeah.
Listen. If Joe Biden at 81 can't run the country. And as shaky and as spotty as Jerry Jones has been at 81 running the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboy fan base needs to do a debate. So publicly they can see how far gone this man is. What are y'all doing? What in the hell are y'all doing as a Dallas Cowboy fan base that y'all don't let this man run wild like this? You mean to tell me, okay, I'm a Chicago sports fan. I know about losing, okay? And I know about losing post-victory. After Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls have been a sorry-ass franchise, okay? So I know what it's like to win and then not sniff winning ever again.
Ever again.
Ever again, okay?
Yeah.
I understand you, Cowboy fan, but you got to revolt against this man. You have to. You got no choice. Because he's telling y'all it's been 28 years and can't nobody do the job like me. That's your problem, Jerry. That's your problem, okay? The Eagles have been to the Super Bowl multiple times since you won your Super Bowl. The Washington Commanders have changed names. They had a whole name change, Jerry. You ain't won a playoff game. You ain't been in the NFC Championship, and these folks done changed the names, bro. They about to get a new stadium, Jerry. You still ain't won a playoff game. The Giants have won multiple Super Bowls, Jerry.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet, and this would just be without even looking it up, that 70% of the Cowboys roster wasn't even alive in 1996.
Man, they wasn't even thought about on a drunk night yet.
Yeah.
Okay? They wasn't even planned. So I don't understand why Jerry Jones thinks that what he did in the 90s is still relevant. And quiet as kept, nobody tell Jerry this. He didn't build those teams. Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
How did he not build those teams? He took over in 89. Didn't they win? Last one in 96. He had to do some part in 8 years.
He did the thing he's been doing since day one.
Can we just say
the checks?
Can we just say it worked then? It doesn't work now. Like, that's okay to give him props for what he did in the 90s and to also slam him for what he's done now. I think that there's a big, hiring Wade Phillips and having him around for so long, hiring Jason Garrett for so long, like, that's unacceptable. You can't have Jason Garrett be your coach for 10 seasons, man. Like, come on, Jerry. By the way, 14 players only of a 53-man roster are 29 or over.
So nope. The idea that people don't throw in his face more that Jimmy Johnson won those Super Bowls and that he had a grudge with Jimmy Johnson for more than 20 years because of that, that should tell you all you need to know about Jerry Jones. He literally didn't want to give Jimmy Johnson credit for years. Wouldn't put him in his little, almost cursed, wouldn't put him in his little ring of honor. And that's the man who gifted you those Super Bowls, because the one you won after him was with his players.
So we know a little bit about ownership and coaching decisions here in San Diego. This ownership group now in LA is the ones that fired Marty Schottenheimer after going 14-2. So I've said this, and I will continue to say this: just because your owner has money doesn't make them a good owner. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. There's plenty of wealth. Steve Ballmer, hello. Is he a great owner? Like, I don't know.
Very clear. It would be very clear. But what Jerry Jones is a brilliant businessman.
Yeah, of course.
He's a brilliant businessman. That is not what we're debating. Okay.
We're talking about being an NFL owner. No, we're talking about being an NFL GM. Let's be real.
General manager.
Yeah, we're not talking about ownership.
No, he's a brilliant owner. He's overseen, and I can say this, he's overseen the development of the NFL, whether it be televisions or in markets where they were not before or where they've gone back to, and they've been successful.
He's also why the Chargers aren't here anymore.
Jerry Jones played a massive hand in a lot of these things. So I respect Jerry Jones from a business acumen. But
Yeah.
from a general manager to nah, bro. Nah,
bro.
fam.
Yeah, but doesn't that make him a bad owner because he won't fire his general manager after
Hey,
30
bro,
years?
I don't know nobody in the world is gonna fire himself.
When we come
other than
back
Joe Biden.
from Sports Injury Central, Dr. David Chad